mean, you are a shithead, but I can make you feel like you're not the only shithead. I wrote this bunch of Jew-hating stuff. I didn't intend to. I was over in Scotland. Every year in August in Edinburgh, Scotland, they have the Fringe Festival. It's the biggest arts festival in the world. It's a whole month long, and I'm there in August, and some jackass writer for this London Times, he's writing a story about anti-Semitism at the Fringe, and they had found a review of mine from earlier in the festival, this anti-Semitic guy, and where I had been quoted out of context. Like, oh, it's just a string of blurbs. He says shocking things like blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And one of the things I had said that he quoted was, I hate the Jews. Which sounds anti-Semitic. I mean, you are a shithead, but I can make you feel like you're not the only shithead. I've done Mormon bashing and Muslim bashing. I'll do more Scientology bashing once I have a stronger legal team, but I mean, you are a shithead, but I can make you feel like you're not the only shithead. I've heard so many comics doing bits about this new pope. Oh, isn't it scary? This new pope used to be a Nazi? And you go, not when you look at their track record side by side. The Nazis versus the Catholic Church. The Nazis only lasted a dozen years, and they got their ass handed to them in a high hat. Catholic Church has a far more prosperous and prestigious record of murder and torture and tyranny and oppression and nonsense, not to mention the kid fucking, and they're still around and more popular than ever. I'd be far more afraid to hear someone go, you know that new Nazi? He used to be a pope. No shit? I'm fucking out of here. That guy's dangerous. I mean, you are a shithead, but I can make you feel like you're not the only shithead. You're as complicit as the rest in a retardation of human intellectual progress. Fuck you too. I mean, you are a shithead, but I can make you feel like you're not the only shithead. It's like people who are really into their astrological sign and they have to pitch that into whatever conversation you're having to define themselves. That's funny, I'm a Virgo. Here's my Virgo coming out again. You're gonna have to excuse me. I'm a bit of a perfectionist. It's because I'm a Virgo. No, it's because you're a douchebag and you've been busting my balls all day. It has nothing to do with your astrological sign or some alignment of the stars. It's because you're a shithead, and it's time for you to take individual responsibility for who you are. Don't act like if your parents had fucked a month earlier, you'd be feeding me chili dogs and letting shit slide. You're an asshole. Be who you are. I mean, you are a shithead, but I can make you feel like you're not the only shithead. Anybody who defines themselves solely on their race or their religion or their nationality, if that's the first thing out of your mouth, well, what are you all about? Well, if that's the first thing on your MySpace page, well, I'm an Irish American, blah, blah, what the fuck is that? Well, you got nothing else. Community college and something else, but you use that fucking trivia because you got nothing to say. I mean, you are a shithead, but I can make you feel like you're not the only shithead.
Yeah, I developed a very adult sense of humor way too early to be bringing it to the schoolyard.
There's an example in your book of one of your homework assignments. It was one of those things where you have to write a sentence with the vocabulary word.
Right.
I was wondering if you might read a couple of those for us. And
absolutely.
About what age were you here?
This I would have been around 11.
Okay.
This type of humor is what got me sent to psychologists. He is the most skillful hitman in Chicago. They all said he was the worst aim until they saw his flaming arrow rip between the man's eyes. Third sentence. It was the most pleasant of the protesters who were slain by National Guard machine gun fire. And finally, it was easier to crunch the baby's head in the vice. So yeah, you turn in homework like that when you're 11, they're not thinking class clown.
Right.
They're thinking troubled kid.
Right.
Current day, they'd think school shooter.
And the teachers sent you for psychological counseling and thought that this was like a serious
battery
problem.
of tests and Rorschach exams, and I had to draw a picture of my family. So I had my stepfather banging my mother doggy style. My brother was killing a cat with a knife, and I was hanging myself. Because I thought that was funny. I just had a dark sense of humor, which just speeded up the cycle. He needs to go to counseling. There's something wrong with this kid.
I mean, you are a shithead, but I can make you feel like you're not the only shithead.
How many brilliant minds that are thinking outside the box, I hate the expression, but just have different personalities, are being crushed by the school system that says, no, you just follow the rules and don't step out of line. Benjamin Franklin would have been put under a 72-hour watch as a danger to himself and others, flying a kite in a rainstorm. What's a kid suicidal? He's got a key on a kite in a lightning storm.
There's this trend now in higher education. A lot of comedians have been talking about they won't perform on college campuses because the kids are also
the kids will sit there with a blank index card waiting for you to say the wrong thing so they can make a protest sign.
Do you perform on college campuses?
No, half a dozen colleges back years ago made the mistake of booking me after a NACA convention.
Yeah.
And I'm sure every single one of those student activity directors was fired for having me on the stage.
Word got out, no more Stanhope on campus.
No, never again. Nor would I want to. You don't want to perform in that environment.
I mean, you are a shithead, but I can make you feel like you're not the only shithead.
The book opens with the death of your mother, which was a kind of assisted suicide cocktail party. Could you talk
Pseudo-assisted for legal reasons. Okay. Yeah, I'll be making the cocktails. I don't know how many morphine pills you're taking. I turn a blind eye. But yeah, we made it into a cocktail party / roast because she did have a dark sense of humor right up until the end, and it was a fantastic way to go. I wish Comedy Central would pick that up for their roasts. Doing it to someone on their deathbed, because that's the way I'd want to go.
It's such a contentious issue now. Like, a lot of states are changing this issue. It was just changed here in California. It's now allowed.
It's sad that you have to go to some place as depressing as Oregon to kill yourself. You should be able to do it in a sunnier place. But yeah, I think the tide is turning. We had to just talk in mumbo jumbo. Well, if someone were to kill themselves, how much of this dosage would they need? And not I'm going to kill myself because she knows I can't know, even though I know.
Right. It seems like the hospice workers are kind of given a little wink wink, and this is how you would theoretically do this sort of thing.
Do you want 3 weeks worth now? All right, gotcha. In case you want to make your own choice.
I mean, you are a shithead, but I can make you feel like you're not the only shithead.
Have you been following any of the libertarian politics?
No, I follow Gary Johnson. I'm a huge supporter of Gary and want to get him on my podcast, but I live too far away. That guy's fantastic. Hopefully the Trump rats fleeing the Republican Party will actually give the LP a boost.
What do you like about Gary Johnson's message?
I don't know shit about the economic side of the Libertarian Party. One of the reasons I bowed out, I go, I'm never going to learn this. But just individual liberties, drugs, the prison system, which is loaded with nonviolent drug offenders that should have gotten no harsher a sentence than a high five.
I mean, you are a shithead, but I can make you feel like you're not the only shithead.